Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to get started in just a couple minutes here. But if you don't mind, and I don't know where to see it, in the comment panel, let me know if you can see me and hear my screen. We'll give it a couple minutes as people are logging in here, but we'll be talking about getting started with Listings to Lead. So if you can put it in the chat panel, I'd appreciate it. Also, if this is usually our class for our newer clients. So if you're new to us, please let me know how long you've been with us, and also how did you find us? Thanks, Claire. I appreciate that. We'll get started here. Let's just give it another moment as I can see people are coming in. Okay, from New York. I'll go from New York. What part of New York? Is that like upstate, or is that over there in the city? And let's see. Yeah, I see people come in here. Oh, I'm going to open up. I want to talk about, but let's see if I can find it. Just a minute here. Okay, let's get the show on the road. I do see people moving here. I'll move this one over here. We'll look at that a little bit later. All right. So thanks, everybody. Good morning and good afternoon. So we're Listings to Leads. I'm not sure how you found us. If you don't mind letting me know in the comments panel how long you've been with us and how you found us, I'd appreciate it. Listings to Leads, we've been here for 16 years. We're designed to help realtors grow their business, help them advertise. And primarily we're designed to capture leads. Okay. There are a lot of great marketing companies out there, a lot of great automated kind of solutions out there, but you'll find that for the money, you don't actually capture many leads. And our focus is absolutely gathering contact information for our clients, whether you're looking for buyers or you're looking for sellers. So when you scroll down on our homepage here, you will see on the left-hand side a block here, where we have Google ad software. We have a number of listing tools, PDF guides, and landing pages that all capture leads. We have single property websites and virtual tours. We even put a virtual tour on your YouTube channel, if you have a YouTube channel. And then we also have content that we auto post to social media. And it's funny, I talk to realtors every day of the business week, and there's still a good amount that are just not into social media. And that's understandable. It's not for everybody, but it is a great place for your target market, meaning those people that want to buy and sell homes. A lot of those people love social media. So having business pages there, having content there, paying attention to it is important. And we actually have an automated solution for that's part of the account. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. We have tools for email, we have print tools, and over on the right-hand side, we also have a lot of tools that are designed to help you convert the leads, right? Having leads, wow, that's very exciting for many of you, because a lot of you are not really too experienced in capturing leads, or you're experienced in spending hundreds or thousands of dollars for a dozen that don't quite work on a monthly basis. They learn about listing leads and what can be done here, and it blows them away. But it gets really exciting when you turn those leads into email to work those leads and convert them into phone calls for you. Then we have a lot of other tools you can follow up and engage leads with. So that's at a high level what Listings to Leads does, right? Now I'm going to log into this system and go over here to the dashboard. So when you sign up, there's a wizard that will pull you through, and it'll pull in. We'll ask for your headshot. We'll ask for your logo. We've got like this theme to help you pull the photographs or the color scheme from your companies in. Then we ask you to connect to your social media accounts to allow us to auto post your listings and your landing pages and even your PDF guides. And then we ask you to connect a Facebook ad account. Okay. And this allows you to run ads on Facebook in 2 clicks. Just for your kind of understanding, because this is always a question. When you connect to Facebook, we're connecting to your business page on Facebook. You should have a credit card on your business page on Facebook. And then whenever you run an ad, whether it's for $30 or $50 or $100, it will just charge your card on your Facebook account. So we're not collecting the money for your ads. And that's true for Facebook. That's true for Google, if you're on an ad through Google. And it's true if you use any printer. Even we have an integrated printer I'll show you soon. And you might take our design and send it to your own printer. You're going to be paying those people for that part of the service. Our design is here really to help you capture leads, right? Call to actions, things like that. And then after that, we ask you again to log in to your social media to allow us to do like a broader real estate content. And I'll show you all these things, but I just want you to know that's what happens. And then we say, hey, connect to your CRM and then also give us your email address so we can auto sweep your listings in. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Claire, you're from Coldwell Banker Schmidt, longtime client. We've got, I don't know, thousands of agents from Coldwell Banker Schmidt. Welcome. I don't typically see people from Schmidt on our calls. But here, after you go through that wizard, you will always log in and you'll be here on this page, which is the dashboard. And we really design this to help you get to an answer quickly. And usually the question is you need buyers, so you can see get buyer lead, or I need sellers. Okay. And whichever one you click on, all of the things that you need in that for that particular goal, like getting seller leads, are going to be right here. So give it a second to pull up. And it really helps you understand just from coming to this dashboard, like what is available to me as an agent to get seller leads, right? And it's right here, right? First of all, creating ads on Facebook is going to get you seller leads. Creating ads on Google is going to get you seller leads. Marketing pending and sold properties. And I'll dive in and show you the details, but just as a high level, we want to talk about, what's available. Mark your pending, sold, and under contract listings. So call to actions are basically saying, hey, that just closed or it's about to close, and that's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home value. Then we have seller landing pages, and you have unlimited landing pages. You can create them for all your farm markets, but there are a number. There's some for expired, some for FSBOs, all very useful, and you can get them out on the market. And then PDF guides. You actually have 80 PDF guides, but 40 are for buyers and 40 are for sellers. So since we're on the seller page, you're going to see the seller ones here. And then we have email blasts that can help convert and short form video scripts. But these are the tools. So I want to click on marketing tools here to give you a general sense of how we do it, right? So it could be a listing, it could be a PDF guide, or it could be a landing page. And this column in the white column of buttons there is really how we're going to get it done, how we're going to get those tools that capture leads in front of an audience, right? First is Facebook. It's really important. We get a lot of low-cost leads there. Second is Google. More expensive, but it's great high-quality leads. Social media posts, and I was talking about that in the setup. And so we can auto post to your social media accounts, and you set that all up in the beginning. And then e-flyers. So you can copy our e-flyers here for Follow-Up Boss, for any other CRM, or just copy the code. It takes the HTML code, and then that graphic and that link will take you to a place where you have to give us your contact information so you can download it for free. And then print tools like print flyers, postcards, door hangers. And just so you know, ever since COVID, QR codes everybody knows what they are now, right? Prior to COVID, nobody really knew except for Sky and a few people, not really a lot of usage, but now everybody understands it. So if you are thinking about QR code, anytime there's a print tool for a listing or for a PDF guide or for a landing page, it will always have a QR code automatically put in there. So it's already there for you. So that's just a high level real quickly, but there is a lot to listings to leads. And so I want to kind of give you some guidance to where you can learn more. We're going to want to focus on a few things just to get off the bat, but over time, you're going to want to know, like, where is everything? What can I do? This resources tab right here, I'm on the marketing calendar, which is the top link. And over here, it says resources. You can actually get to our YouTube channel here. You can sign up for our live classes like the one we're on today, right here. And you can get to our Facebook group here and also our Instagram group here. So whatever platform you're on, You definitely recommend. Now, I do want to say, I think that our YouTube channel, it's awesome. We do a lot here at Listings to Leads, and I know that can get overwhelming, but we do live training 5 days a week, and it's all recorded and on this page. It's either here on videos or it's over here on live. And there's some shorts there too. But if you invest some time into our platform, you will get a return. Our system has helped many agents grow, rookie agents, experienced agents, brokerages, all of them. We have a just a recent quote from one of our office clients in Florida. I think he once said they hundreds of thousands of leads from us, which is really an incredible statement. And that's actually true. They've been a client for 10 years now, and they've been generating a lot of leads. They have over 1,000 agents. So they focus on getting, using our marketing and capturing leads. Now, another great resource is our mastermind group. And if you come to our mastermind group, it's where Scott and I talk about what's going on. It's also where our clients ask questions and make suggestions. And I want to share this one. Craig has been in a long-term, I want to say, campaign or strategy of running ads on Facebook with our software. Okay. And there's a group of agents working with him. And what they are seeing, and they posted this 2 days ago, is that the average cost of their lead, not average cost, but the cost of these particular leads are $1.02 per lead. These leads are coming with name, email, and phone number. I'm going to show you how to do this in just a moment. But when we can see that when an agent or a team or a group of agents start spending money consistently on Facebook, their lead cost starts to drop. I do a class every 2 weeks called Facebook and Google ads. It will be here on this page right here. You can sign up for it over here at live webinars, right? And there I talk about lead costs, whether it's buyer leads or seller leads and different kinds of ads that you run. There's different lead costs. You can learn a lot on our YouTube channel. You can learn a lot in our mastermind group, get on our live webinars, just like this call here, and you can learn a lot here as well. So when we go over here and look at the left-hand side on this part of the dashboard or of the navigation bar, you'll see that there's listing marketing, there's ads, there are PDF guides, there's social content, and their landing pages and media, and a client review page. We also have our own, I mentioned this at the beginning of the call, we have our own follow-ups, which are email drip campaigns, right? And we also have our own AI lead follow-up, which is converting 11% of our leads to phone calls. So if you get good running ads and on Facebook and capturing leads with name, email, and phone number, you're going to want to start figuring out how can I convert those into a phone call. And AI is really awesome at doing that. It says here, I got a question. I've got a couple questions. So let me take a break and make sure we get these answered. A lot of leads I'm getting where it's thinking, yeah, that's a good question. Thank you, Yaka, for asking that. So let's go run an ad together. Let's go run an ad and answer the question that Yaka is saying is a lot of leads I'm getting. It says thinking, dreaming in 12 months. Is there any way to avoid those leads? There is a way to avoid that question in general, but the real answer, Yakov, is that they're just putting that answer because they don't want to talk to you. They don't want a phone call from you. They want the information that they're looking for. And the reason why I know this is inside of our mastermind group, agents have said, oh, I had a lead come in just dreaming. They responded to my ad and the answer was just dreaming. And we got them in a house in 30 days, right? So you can still reach out to them, ask them questions, find out what they're looking for. And ideally you can get what they're looking for. So that's something there. So we're on the ads page here. And when you come here the first time, there'll be a big blue button that says connect to your Facebook account. And you click that, takes you to Facebook. It says, is this you? You say yes. And then you choose your business page. And then it brings you back here and you can create an ad. So let's do a listing ad because this is actually what Yakov is asking about here on the call. It's also what I'm showing you right here by Craig. He's running an ad in Texas on a home that's for sale. So let's see how we do that, right? We want to choose a property for sale. I don't have one in Texas. We want to leave it on lead ads. That's the key thing. And this is what Jakob is referring to. And it is what Craig's using. It's our default setting. It's really critical that you use that. Click create ad. And I'll show you what I mean by the lead ads and why it is so important. So there are a lot of ways. If you've ever run ads on Facebook, there are a lot of options on Facebook to run an ad, right? But you may or may not know the right things to do. And even if you know the right things to do today, next month, it'll probably be different. And it's funny because we have been training on Facebook ad software since it was launched, which was, I think, over 10 years ago. And I think within the first week or two after it went public, the ad system, we were telling our clients how to run ads inside of Facebook. Oh my God, that is the worst thing you want to be doing because it's always changing, especially back then it was changing. And even today, Facebook interface inside of Facebook ads is always changing. We, however, have their software and all of our clients are in real estate. And so we have checked all the boxes that you needed to check in order to create an ad. So the simplest way is you click on the address that you want to create an ad and you can just say, boom, create. Now, we do have, like I said, deeper discussions of how to create ads and what kind of different ads you can do. But I just want you to understand the basics that you get your Facebook ad account connected, you get your listings in, you click create ad and a listing ad. And to answer the question that Jakob is asking here, I do want to point it out. So you don't have to do this. I'm going to click at advanced options. I'm going to click create new form. And this is the form that people see. Okay. And it says, what is your time frame to buy? And there's some options like 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and then just dreaming, which was what Jakob was getting. Right. And the next page will ask this. And this is really why our software is so popular. You see this form, it says contact information, full name, email, and phone number. That window pops up for the person who clicked on the ad. Okay, so that people see the ad on Facebook, they click on it. That first question, when do you want to buy or sell, pops up. People don't want your phone call immediately. So they say, I'm just dreaming. And that like 95% of people are all going to say that. But then this page here, where we see full name, email, and phone number, it's already populated by the profile. That is what a lead form does. That's what our default settings do. And those leads are like 85, 90% accurate because you have to have a good phone number and email in your account because if you ever get locked out, they're going to say, we're going to text you, get you back in. So those are very accurate. And like I said, I know, like, generally speaking, our clients convert 1 to 5% of our Facebook leads. But with our AI software, it's taking 11% of our Facebook leads and turning them into a phone call. And we deliver that conversation to you and you can be the phone call and, really taking care of that lead. That's it. The rest, we have privacy and stuff like that. But that's why the ad is so our clients are actually focused on the Facebook ads side of the system. Jakob, is you need to work those leads no matter, because people do research. I'm sure you all know this. They do research for, I don't know, it's 2 months to 2 years. I think the average is 18 months before they actually make a decision in real estate. So they're looking at things for sale, right? They're looking at your sold things. They're trying to figure out what is my home worth or what am I going to pay when I buy a house, all over the place. By using Facebook ad software, you're able to capture those people with our ads and get their name, email, and phone number. And honestly, you will not get a volume of leads per dollar better than us. I haven't seen a company doing it. So that's the Facebook ad side of things. Okay. Now I want to talk about kind of 3 things that are really important. Our clients are telling us in our mastermind groups and in our trainings that these are the things that are making things work. Number 1 is Facebook ads. Okay. And there's a strategy that we're seeing multiple teams and agents apply, and that is running 2 to 3 Facebook ads every week. Okay. And they're usually spending like $50 each ad. So if you're doing 2 ads, that would be 2 times 50 is 100. So you're spending 400 a month. But for 400 a month, if you're getting leads at the average lead cost, which is 3, you would expect 133 leads with name, email, and phone number, right? A little more or less, right? If you've been doing this a while and you're like egg down here, he's getting leads at $1. So if he's spending $400 a month, his average lead cost is not $1. I can tell you that. This particular ad is $1.02 per lead, but his average lead cost has been around $3.02. Hey, we actually have a call from him or a message from him earlier that in a 3-month period with Facebook, he and his agents spent $2,800 between all of those agents. So roughly $900 a month for 3 months, and generated 927 leads with name, email, and phone number with the average lead cost of $3.02. These guys are in Texas. Okay. In that same 3-month period, they got 2 of those leads into homes and 4 more pre-approved looking for homes. So you can imagine that the commission on 6 home purchases is going to be more than $2,800. And they still have another 900 leads to keep working through. So you may not be spending that kind of money. That's a group of agents. If you think that Facebook, if you know this, that Facebook leads cost $3 each, you can do the math of what you want to spend and what you want to expect. Okay. So the ads are a big thing. Another big part of the system is our listing presentation. Now we have a lot of tools that market listings, and we'll kind of breeze through this, but I want you to understand these 3 concepts, because if you apply them, you're going to find a lot of success and more business. Now, I talk to agents every week, and and one of the questions I ask is, do you have any listing presentations coming up? Okay. And they are going to say yes or no. If they say no, I'll just say, hey, just know right here, there's a listing presentation in print that you can print and take to that listing presentation. And there's also a flip book presentation, which is the same listing presentation, just in a kind of an online magazine format. Okay. So that's already sitting in your account. You all have that. It's branded to you. You should definitely check it out. But if you do have a listing presentation coming up, you can create a listing manually, and it's maybe not even on the market. So maybe you go take a photograph with your smartphone and you create a bare bones listing presentation. Notice we have all kinds of statuses, but this one says listing presentation. And the reason that is so important is you can do this manually, and you just put their name, and you put the name of the homeowner and the address, and you add 1 photograph. Okay. And then boom, we create a listing presentation with a picture of their home on it. Right. And it will be for that person. You can start going through this. So you have a print version of this, and you have an online magazine version of it. And it talked about everything we do, right? Paid advertising, social media marketing, right? It doesn't say that Listings to Lead does this for you automatically. It just says, this is what I do when I'm selling your home. Talks about YouTube marketing. It doesn't say that we create a virtual tour for you automatically. We put it on YouTube. It just says, this is what I do when I'm selling your home, right? Print marketing. We have print tools. We have a nearby homeowner letter. And so we're talking about all the things that we do for you, but this is what you bring to the table when you're working with Listings to Lead. For a lot of agents, if I was talking to agents, let's say 3 years ago, they would say, I'm not interested in buyers at all. I am only interested in listings. Okay. And I still hear that to some degree, but I definitely hear a different song, which is interest rates are so high, these homes are not selling quickly, and I need to prove my value for having this listing, and I need to get it sold. So when I have that conversation, which I'm having fairly frequently, they are very happy to have our platform, because it shows they can show their homeowners all the things they're doing. They can run ads and capture a lot of leads with name, email, and phone number, and prove that, hey, 1, I'm spending money to get those buyers. It's been seen by thousands of people, and I have dozens of leads who are interested in your home, and we're talking through that, right? When you create this for the listing for a particular home, you actually create a listing manually. And you can do that by You just go to listings and I'll show you here at listing manual. And it's not like the MLS where there's a lot of data. We're really just creating kind of a presentation, that slide deck that I was showing you, the magazine. So you really just need like the headline, but here you want to put that it's a listing presentation. And then once you do that, put the seller's name, put like beautiful home in whatever city, put the address. You don't even have to put the price because you really haven't discussed the price. And then here I just put beautiful home, like, because it's not really going to be seen. And you add one photo. So what we're looking at right here, you add one photo and this is created automatically. Okay. Now I stopped right here because, I mentioned that I've been talking about this every week to agents, and every week some agent has a new listing coming up. And every time I say, go create this and take this with you. And in every one of those conversations, they have come back and said, I won that listing. And it's this particular page right here that's closing the deal. Because remember, I was talking about QR codes before? And I said, now everybody knows how to use one. Imagine you're halfway through this presentation and you say, hey, homeowner, while we're sitting right here at the kitchen table, why don't you take a photograph with your phone of that QR code? They do, and bam, their website pops up right on their phone. It's a mobile optimized website with lead capture, and they can start to visualize how you actually market and capture leads. It's very important. Not only is it great in a listing presentation, I actually have a client in Florida who saw a really beautiful listing get canceled. He called that person and he said, what happened? And he said, oh, I was working with Sotheby's and that agent didn't do anything. And so I just pulled the listing. I canceled it. And he told him, hey, can I meet you? I have a really great system. And he went and created this same presentation, that home, his branding, his colors, his logo, his headshot on every page. And when they got to the QR code, the man, that's what he wanted. I want a sign writer with a QR code, which we design automatically. And I want that in front of my house. Like, he understood the technology that we were supplying. Again, we didn't talk about listings to leads on this thing. We talk about you, your brand, your logo, your color. So that is invaluable. Also, we're seeing our clients apply this when they're talking to expireds and the FSBOs. So definitely, this is something that you need to understand. Now, the last thing before we dive deeper into the platform is, remember I was talking about Facebook ads, and they're in a changing market. In our market that we're in right now, a lot of things aren't working. That's why a lot of you found us, right? A lot of things that you used to do and used to rely on for business are evaporating, right? And so there is something that it's basic to real estate, but with our platform, it's not basic at all. And it really helps you find buyers and find sellers. So I'm going to dive through that. And that is open house marketing. Okay. So the strategy that we see our clients doing, and if you want this, we actually have an awesome interview with one of our long-term broker clients, Brian Matheson. If you email me, and I'll send you my email right now, Vince at Listings to Leads, I will send that to you. I'll send this to everybody right now. That interview, he's very strategic, and he's with Scott, and they're going through it because we have a lot of tools for open house marketing. But in that call, he said, if I could get my agents to do 2 open houses a week, he said, I could pretty much guarantee them 36 transactions a year. And I'm pretty sure not many of you are doing 36 transactions a year. And he is not the only one who is showing us that. We've had actually multiple interviews with Gordon Day and other agents and brokers who are running multiple ads every week on Facebook and holding at least 2, if not 4 open houses every week. Because if you look at what we're doing, and I have an open house right here. So let's look at the things that you do to market the listing when you have an open house. You're going to get buyers, right? That's a no-brainer, right? How are we going to get buyers? How are we going to get name, email, and phone number for this open house? You save the open house in our system and you click on Facebook and Instagram ads, right? And we'll see this kind of populate here. It'll say open in Danville. You actually don't have to do a whole lot to this, but one thing I would recommend is just say it's open on Saturday, open this Saturday, right? Or whatever day it is. Don't put the time here. and don't put the address here because you don't want them to take that and go to Zillow and go find out about the home. You want to capture their lead here, but just how it's written, like that's the power of our software here. We put the right pictures and we put the right text to get people to click. That's what it's all about. And when they click, we're going to get their name, email, and phone number. So you're running an ad like this for probably $50, maybe 75 or 100. You divide that 3, that's how many leads you're going to get. Okay. Now, when you save the open house, we're also going to share it for free to your business pages automatically. That's just something we do. You're not going to capture a lot of leads that way, but we're going to do that for you anyway. Okay. But here is where the rubber hits the road. This thing here, between the Facebook ad and here, I don't know what's more important. This is called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. It is our number one tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. It's not the number one tool for getting a volume of leads. Okay. You want a volume of leads, run Facebook ads. You want high quality leads for homeowners that want a home to get their home value and maybe sell their home. You get this letter into the neighborhood. So when our clients have an open house, meaning when our agents have an open house, they'll print out 50 or 100 of these and they will door knock them. They will walk them around the neighborhood before the open house to let them know, like, hey, we're having this down the street. Come check it out. It has a date and time. You're giving it to the neighbors. And then it says that's going to affect your home value. Go here to get your free home value, right? So don't forget this piece of paper, you're putting it in the neighborhood. I mean, you can customize this page if you want, but that is default. Everybody has one of these home value pages. So that's part of the thing there, right? You're using the Nearby Homeowner Letter to get homeowners into your open house to see this, and ideally you can meet them, right? You're using Facebook to let a lot of people know. Of course, you're putting signs out and you're doing all the normal things you should do. We also have an open house sign-in form. And this is where you can say, hey, you know what? We would really love your feedback on this home. Do you mind just answering a couple questions right here? If they give you their email, they're going to be all of a sudden, they're going to have another mobile optimized website in their phone with your capture built into that as well. So you've got electronic stuff going on, but I'm going to jump out of the listing marketing and show you this over here, because this is part of the open house strategy. It's really to showcase you and your value as an agent from our perspective. Obviously, you want to sell the home, I would say lean on Facebook ads, have an open house and find the buyer, right? But to tell people about you and what you do, you want to get this, you want to go to Media Library on this tab, Media here, and this 100-point marketing plan. This is our listing presentation shown in a video format, okay? You want to download this and put it on your own YouTube channel. If you don't have your own YouTube channel, you can point to it on our YouTube channel. It's sitting there all the time. Just look for that title. And what you want to do is, if you're in a furnished home, get access to the smart TV and point it to this YouTube page, right? This is a 5-minute commercial about what we do, which means what you do to sell a home. Okay. And it's good. There's a nice, I don't know, music in the background. You can have it on or turn it down or do whatever, but it's really showing what it is that Listings to Leads is doing for you when you want to sell a home. And if you follow along, this is 5 minutes long. Not a lot of agents can do this. You can, because you're working with us. And yes, we do it all automatically, but that's not really the point. The point is, this is going to totally differentiate you from every other agent that's in your market. So that's why you want to be doing open houses. I do want to point out that for a lot of our clients, they may not have their own listings, but they might have a farm market that they want to build. I spoke to an agent last week and she's like, yeah, I want to dominate my city, my area. So I'm like, okay, great. Get a list. So get a list of homeowners and start doing open houses, even doing open houses for other people who have listings in your area, so that everybody in the neighborhood starts to know who you are. Right. All the lead capture, that if you're even doing somebody else's open house, it's all driving leads back to you. Okay. There's another few tools over here. And I mentioned PDF guides earlier. but I want to talk about them. How do you use PDF guides in an open house? And as I mentioned, there are 80 of these. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long. Okay. And every one of them is branded to you on every page. And since you know that people are doing weeks and months of research, good idea to get some to apply these to your market. Now, I'm going to just click on here, 6 things to check before buying a home, right? You can use any of the PDF guides that you think are applicable to your market. Click on marketing tools. And for the purposes of an open house, there are a couple things that agents are doing. One is they might just print out of these and have them on the kitchen. So if somebody, the challenge with that though, is that you don't, unless you get their phone number, you don't know who actually took that. But what our clients are doing is they are downloading the 1-page print flyers, and then they're going over to Office Depot and they're getting a frame or like an acrylic tabletop sim, and they're putting these in the open house. Okay. And you can see it's branded to you, and it's basically saying, hey, download this for free. Scan that with your phone. Now everybody knows what that means. But when they want to download it, they got to give you their name and email, and maybe even their address. So as you can see, this is like branding inside the open house. You put one in the laundry room, you put one in the office, you put one in the living room, and you're in the kitchen chatting with people as they're coming through, or however you want to do that. It's these tools that are really branding you and showcasing you and giving value to people who come through the home. I literally, if we go over here, and I think we're actually going to have a call with this lady in the mastermind group. She broke her client, and I signed up her office in a few months, but she is using the listing presentation, and she's actually doing exactly what I'm telling you right now. So she's like, hey, you know what? I'm using your listing presentation. I want this thing. She even came in here later and said, I went on 3 listing appointments with 3 different homes, and I got all 3 of those listings. Okay. And so she is definitely leveraging this listing presentation. But she also could, and I know we'll be talking about this on Friday. Is it Friday? We're having her on a live training call on the 31st. And one of the things that she said is, I am doing your open houses, and I'm doing all the things you're saying. And I am talking to the homeowners that are the neighbors, right, of this home, because these tools are just starting the conversation. They're more engaged with talking to her because they can see, like, definitely use these things because it's going to set you apart from the average realtor. If the average realtor has an open house, they put a date in the MLS and wait for things to happen. That's not what we want you to do. We want you to capitalize on that time and use our tools to do that. So those are the 3 things I want you to remember: the listing presentation, Facebook ads, and open house. Now, if you want to do the open house marketing, definitely send me an email. I have this great video, or you can go and look on our YouTube channel over here. And I don't know if you'll be able to find it. You'll be able to find it if you look at all the open house things, but it's a call with Brian Mathewson. And he's been a client for years with us, and he's a broker client in Texas. And he's very strategic about open house marketing. Every person, every agent, and every officer can learn a lot from. So let's talk, even though we've got 20 minutes, let's talk a little bit more about the deeper dive in the navigation bar over here. So we kind of looking at the listings, right? We know we can do open house marketing. I do want to point out, and I said it earlier, early stage marketing with our system is going to get you buyer leads, right? You got something just listed, active or open house. The call to actions are to get buyer leads. Okay. If you have a home that is pending, under contract, or sold, the call to action switch, same property, but now the call to action is, hey, that affects your home value. So let's go here. I got a sold property here in Auburn, Indiana, and I want to create a Facebook ad. And I just want you to remember, we've done everything for you. You don't actually have to do much here. There are a couple things if you want to customize this one. Remember, we customized the open house by saying it's open on Sunday. I talk to a lot of realtors and I'm 40K above ask that. If you're going to do that, then you want to click in this box and say, right? Because if you're getting top dollar for selling homes, that's going to interest a homeowner, right? And then he said, I got multiple offers. And I think he said it sold in 2 weeks. I think it was actually quicker than that, but you get how I'm customizing here, right? $50 ad. Just so you know, seller lead costs more than buyer leads. I told you the average lead of a buyer lead is $3. The average lead of this kind, the average cost of this kind of lead is $7. So a little more than twice the price of a buyer lead. I mentioned the nearby homeowner letter. If you want more listings in that neighborhood, use this. And, we even have a printer called Express Copy who will mail that for you, right? If you connect it, that green button will appear that says print mail. And Express Copy has a national database of everybody. Notice I'm clicking get mailing list. They have a database of everybody that owns homes in the United States. And they will only mail it to people that own their homes for more than 6 years. So that's a really valuable way of leveraging the nearby home letter, right? By saying, I just listed something or I just sold something, and I want to let the neighbors in whatever radius who have owned a home for more than 6 years, I want to let them know, because that letter will let them get their own home value. Super smart. If you go look at our mastermind group, you're going to see even smarter ways of leveraging this letter. That has been a moneymaker for our clients for many years. And you want to make sure you're getting that into your tool belt. Now we have e-flyers for your database. If you have if you got a bunch of leads in your CRM, you can copy our e-flyer there. Those two links in that picture are going to drive people to buyer landing page. And it'll always say that affects your home value. Click here or here and become a seller lead. Okay. Now we do create same property websites and virtual tours. We already talked about the open house sign form. We even have sign writers, right? And we have to post with blogs and Craigslist, traffic report. And like I mentioned, we create a YouTube video, a pan and zoom virtual tour and put it on YouTube. So the listing marketing, it's not only awesome, it captures leads. And that's critical. If you want to grow your business, you got to talk to more people, right? That's obvious. If you want to help a homeowner sell a home, you got to talk to more people who are interested. And that's what our system is designed to do. Capture leads in print, catch them in mobile, catch them in email, catch them online for free or run ads, right? That's what listing marketing is really about. I mentioned the PDF guides. I'll just take us over there. Don't forget, you got 40 for homeowners, 40 for home buyers. You got multiple ways of using those. I just showed you the print flyers, but you can also run ads on Facebook and Google with those, right? You can also, in the setup, as I mentioned at the beginning, the setup will auto post every one of these PDF guides to your social media accounts with a landing page behind it. So if somebody wants to download it, they can for free at any time. They just got to give you their contact information. So PDF guides are great. Now, I mentioned this earlier, but this is really important. This is a set and forget part of listings to leads. We call it social content. And what it is, when you come here the first time, it'll say connect to your social media accounts. And you want to connect to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, X, and Google My Business. And Google My Business, it's really important because what you're doing is once you connect, you tell us how many days a week you want us to post. And then you decide what you want us to post. Now, underneath every one of these is you click the eyeball here, you will see all the articles that we've written. They're all colorful, meaning the photographs look good. And they're conversational, meaning this is not deep, heavy industry reads because people on social media don't really want to read like that. So if you turn on any of these sections, right, and you should, multiple sections, even our PDF guides, and you send them to your socials, you're going to grow your accounts on Instagram. You're going to grow your accounts on Facebook. But if you have Google My Business, and if you don't, you should, it's going to take this content, this constant updating of content is getting ranked by Google. So our clients' Google My Business pages, without any investment, aside from us, is migrating to page 1 of local real estate searches. So if you have Google My Business and you're telling us to put content there 5 days a week or whatever you choose, Google says, oh, that must be important. So if somebody types in real estate in Dallas and you're in Dallas, your business page from Google is going to show up on page one. Doesn't happen overnight, doesn't happen in 1 week, it happens in months, but that's how SEO works. And that's really important. Yes, you should have Google My Business. It's the number one website in the country. Then you should make sure that we're putting content on there to give you high SEO. Now, we mentioned earlier the home valuation landing page. So let's go over here and look at the landing pages. You actually get like a half dozen just right off the box, right as soon as you sign up. But still, you can create unlimited landing pages. And I definitely encourage you to create landing pages most of them are created in a template format. So instant home value is here, property valuation plus, BizBos, and expireds. And if you are going to reach out to these kinds of people, we create a landing page right here for those individuals. You can mail it to them just like a PDF guide. You can email it to them if you have their email, but you also have a print tool, right? So you've got multiple ways of getting these landing pages out. We have landing pages for empty nesters, right? And you can create custom landing pages as well. And as soon as you do, you can run and engaging expireds, engaging canceled, and BizBos is a great way to get listing, right? And speaking of that, I do mention this, our channel here on YouTube. I do every 2 weeks a class right here called Top Tools for More Listings. Okay. So if you want more listings, watch that. It's a lot more in depth. I really go in depth on the ways to get listing leads, whether it's ads, whether it's email, whether it's print or e-flyers. There's a lot of ways to do that. And once you do, obviously use our listing presentation, right? And close that. There's a cool page here. I do want to say, if you don't have a website, we actually create a couple websites, a client review website and an agent listing website. I think most of you do, but there's a good amount of people. If you don't, let us know. It's over here under more tools and listings. It's called the agent listing website. This one here, they're very similar, but this one really, it's more that your reviews are more prominent, right? And part of the setup is we want to sweep your reviews into the account. So when you do that, we're going to auto embed them in various tools that we've already created. And wherever it makes sense, right? So here you see I've got reviews from Zillow, Facebook, you have to copy them over for that. But anything here, like all of these gold buttons, they're all driving to places to capture leads. Remember the PDF guide we were talking about? Yeah, they're right here as well. So if you want to download one for free, sure, just answer a couple questions, right? And then go ahead and take it. So that's really what we're doing here. We're creating tools in multiple ways, whether you have listings or you don't have listings. We're creating tools that are going to help you get more buyers and sellers. Okay, that's what we do. Any questions? I'll take a breath here. If there are any questions about anything I've mentioned or anything that you need in your business that I have mentioned, just let me know here in the question panel. And I will say this, we have a great support team down here on the left, and they are fast. It's so nice. Every once in a while in the mastermind group, our clients will just say, hey, I just want to thank your support team. They're so responsive. All you got to do is put your question right here, and that the whole team is going to see that question. Also, I want to remind you that under leads, we have the AI text follow-up there, and that's converting 11% of our leads to a phone call. Okay. And while I talk all day here about how to capture leads, it's a lot more interesting when you turn those leads into business. And I definitely recommend, if you're just starting with us, you might want to just run an ad or two, right? And see like, oh yeah, I actually do get leads. You might be inclined to call them immediately, and you might be disappointed that they might say something like, I don't know what you're talking about. I want to point out to you, I know I showed it to you earlier, but I want you to like visualize what's going on with Facebook, with our Facebook lead ad. Sometimes when a company captures a lead, the lead that doesn't know that you actually got information, right? Well, and you reach out and they're like, who are, but and I showed this to you earlier before, but I really want you to not forget this. When you are creating an ad with our software, which is using Facebook software, they are literally looking at the information. They're like this page right here. They're looking at it. Their name, phone number, and email there's a question on this page. It's slightly different from this. It says, do you want that information? And there's only one answer. Yes, submit my info. So every Facebook lead knows that they sent you their contact information, and you could call them right away and they're still going to say, I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because there are more scams. I could spend all day talking about all the crazy scams that go on in the world today, in your phone, in text. I got one on LinkedIn this morning, just scams. There's even scams inside of Facebook, like in your messenger, they're a scam. So if you call them and they don't know who you are, it's highly unlikely they're going to want to talk to you. And that's why we definitely recommend text, right? And you can do this if you're running 1 or 2 ads, because you're going to have a couple dozen leads and you can manage that. You don't want to write a big paragraph and drop that on your lead, because nobody wants to read that on a cell phone. You want to ask a basic question like, hey, I saw you're looking at my open house. Are you thinking of moving to this town, or are there other towns? Let them answer. Oh, great. Whether they answer no, by the way, that was a 3-2. Is that what you need? Is that so you need? Do you need something bigger or smaller? You ask one question at a time, back and forth, until they're like, well, thank you, I was just looking, or, hey, I'm tired of texting. Can we have a phone call? You capture leads. You want to close them to a phone call. And in the phone call, you close them to a meeting. And in the meeting, you get a signal. You got to think of conversion in that way. And so our AI text, which is under this leads tab, I can't show you that because it gets me in all kinds of trouble. It's great. It's taking 11% of our leads, delivering to you the conversation that the consumer had with AI, and then saying they want to book a call. So definitely take advantage of that. You should all be taking advantage of our Facebook ad software. If you want to talk to more people, whether they want to buy or sell a home, you should be leveraging our Facebook ad software. So I don't see more questions. I will repeat what I said earlier, which is this call is being recorded. It will be in the mastermind group. It will be on our YouTube channel, probably tomorrow. And I want to lastly give you a few names. Now, I mentioned that I do a call called Top Tools for More Listings. And these are the names. If you want more listings, I want you to look at Pat Motley. I want you to look at Chris Winstead and Dustin Fox. They all in our mastermind group. Here, remember I mentioned the nearby homeowner letter? This lady doesn't use express copy. She always mails at 100 when she has something just listed, and she mails something 100 when she has something just sold. She does something that no other client I've ever seen before. She told the group this, that after she prints it, she flips it over and prints on the back with Microsoft Publisher. Then she hand folds them and hand writes these. Why would she go through all that effort, which is really 4 hours of work right there? If Express Copy can do it in 2 clicks, in less than 15 seconds. The reason being is the first batch of 100 got her 4 listings. The second batch of 100, when it was sold, which is what we're looking at right here, got her another 4 listings. So she took 1 home and 200 pieces of mail and got 8 listings from it. I don't know if Express Copy is going to be that effective, but this is a really great strat. And I mentioned Chris Winstead. This guy, you should go check out. He's a client of ours. He's been leveraging our stuff for years. And same thing, using the letter. He bought a list of homeowners from, what I want to say, Remind.com, and was mailing out the letter. He actually just moved to this neighborhood in Texas, wanted to dominate the neighborhood. So he bought a list of people that own homes for more than 5 years in his neighborhood and started sending in the nearby homeowner letter every 2 weeks from borrowed listings from his Keller Williams office. He now has his own office. He became a top listing agent in that office, and a year later just went, I'm going to be my own broker. And now he's got his own agents. And if you go look for him on YouTube, you'll find that he actually has his own YouTube channel And the very first post on that YouTube channel, I don't know if it's here anymore, he's talking about us and how to customize listings to leads to get more business. So he's worth finding. Can't find it here anymore. But I think that's the end of my story, everybody. If you're not a client, feel free to sign on our homepage. You get a 14 free trial, a 14-day free trial. It rolls into a month-to-month agreement. If you need a team account, reach out to me at Vince at Listings to Leads and leverage our support team and definitely leverage our YouTube channel. There's a lot here. We do a lot to help our clients. It can certainly be overwhelming, but I can assure you, there is a lot of value here for you and a lot of ways to find more buyers and sellers, whether it's print, ads, free software, free social media, or email. So thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Talk soon. Bye-bye.